Hey everyone, it's Layla Shaver with My RA Lawyer, your favorite compliance nerd. That's right, it's up here, it's official. I'm here to talk to you today about off-channel communications. So what are some things you can do, right? So this all depends on the resources you have available at your firm. When I say resources, I mean people and technology. So we got to look at the resources you have available in terms of technology and people. Do you want to allow text messaging, for example? Everyone nowadays walks around with a cell phone in hand, right? Constantly text messaging, sending GIFs, whatever. It's commonplace for every generation, every age group to use a cell phone to communicate with one another. So you have to decide, are you going to allow text messaging? And if so, how are you going to ensure that you're capturing those communications between your advisors and team members and clients, and between your team members internally as well with each other? So you may consider rolling out some sort of application or tool like My Rep Chat that can be used to archive and supervise those communications. So something else you may consider is, well, distributing cell phones. Giving your staff members business-owned cell phones that they can use to communicate. That gives you the ability to audit their phones routinely. You can require them to sign attestations that they're communicating via approved methods only. And you can also trust but verify by taking their cell phones and reviewing communications and making sure they are in fact being appropriately archived and supervised. A big thing with all of this is training. Training. So some of the information we got out of these enforcement releases was that some of these communications were happening between executive members, right? Ownership, where it was an internal conversation about the business. And yes, even those communications that were conducted via text message had to be archived and supervised. So it's understanding all the ways in which you communicate internally with each other and externally with clients, and making sure you have the policies and procedures that dictate how those different communications are archived and supervised. Things that are like automated, such as from a calendaring app, automatic reminders, those are going to be easy to archive and supervise, right? Because they're automated. But it's those communications with clients. And listen, we all know advisors bring over friends and family, and there's always that gray area between when are we just having a personal conversation versus when are we having a conversation that is specific to me as a financial advisor providing you as a client financial advice. So some things you can do from a testing perspective. Do audits. Audit your social media, audit your website, talk to your personnel, talk to your advisors, ask them how they're communicating with each other and with clients. You can also consider running internet searches or creating automatic alerts through the internet that will alert you when there is a communication online with people on your team. There are other things you can do as well to make sure you are capturing these communications. So you can institute technology and tools. If you're going to allow your staff to utilize their personal cell phones, you can use technologies like Microsoft 365 to create a business profile on their phones, which will allow them to access client-specific tools and communication methods through that business profile, allowing you to properly archive and supervise communications. So it's important when you're looking at these releases coming from SEC enforcement, you're looking at these big name firms that are just sucking so hard at maintaining accurate books and records and supervising communications. You're probably wondering, what can I expect as a smaller firm or solo practitioner? Here's the thing, you are held to the same standard because there's no Investment Advisors Act for certain size firms and a different Investment Advisors Act for smaller firms. It's one regulatory regime that every RA has to follow. So you have to get educated on what the regulator's expectation is and make the decision as to what methods of communication your firm will approve. Make sure you're providing training to your staff, Make sure that they are attesting to, that they understand the approved methods of communication. And frankly, when you find out they don't use an approved communication, bring down the hammer. This creates risk for your firm. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone who's worth over $1 million firm.